Obedience is sublime under me. Obedience is ecstasy 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 under me. Obedience is my power, obedience, ecstasy, my power, obedience, my power, loving the feeling of submission to me, 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 loving the feeling of loving the feeling of submission to me, loving the feeling of submission to me, loving the feeling of submission, so obedient to my will, loving the feeling of submission under me. Loving the feeling of submission, loving the feeling of submission to me, my power, loving the feeling of submission, my power, loving the feeling of submission to my power, loving the feeling of submission, loving the feeling of submission, loving the feeling of submission, loving the feeling of my power, loving the feeling of submission. Loving the feeling of submission to me, loving the being hypnotized by me is your only desire. Loving the feeling being hypnotized by me is your only desire. 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 Is opening to being hypnotized by me. Your mind is opening to more and being hypnotized by me. Your mind is opening to desire. Being hypnotized by me is your only desire. Your mind is hypnotized by me is your only desire. Your mind is being hypnotized by me is your only loving the feeling of submission to me. Loving the feeling of submission to me. Hypnotized by me. Loving the feeling of submission to me. Hypnotized by me. Loving the feeling of submission to me. Being hypnotized by me. Loving the feeling of submission by me is your only loving the feeling of submission to me. Hypnotized by me is your loving the feeling of submission to me. Hypnotized by me. Loving the feeling of submission to me, being hypnotized by me, your mind is your only desire. More and more, being hypnotized by me is your only desire. Being hypnotized, opening to my voice, your only desire. Opening to my voice, hypnotized by me, opening to my voice, opening to my voice. is your only desire. My suggestion, opening to my voice is your only desire. Opening suggestion, being hypnotized by me. Opening is your only to my suggestion, being hypnotized by me. Opening to my suggestion, your mind is opening to voice. Opening to my suggestion, opening to my voice. Opening to my suggestion, opening to my voice. Opening to my suggestion, opening to my voice. So obedient, opening to my suggestion, so opening to my voice, opening to my suggestion, voice, opening to my suggestion, so obedient to my will, opening to my obedient to my will, loving the feeling of opening to my voice, opening to my voice, opening to my voice, loving the feeling. Opening to my voice, hypnotized by me. Opening to my voice, my control. Opening to my voice, opening to my opening to my voice, opening to my voice is your only desire. Being hypnotized by me 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 is your only desire. Obedience, being hypnotized by me is your only desire. Being hypnotized by me is your only desire. Opening to my control. 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 Opening to my 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 being hypnotized by opening to my is your only desire. Being hypnotized by me is your only desire. Control. Being hypnotized by me is your only desire. Being hypnotized by me is your only desire. Opening to my guidance as you sleep now. Opening to my guidance, sleep now. Opening to my guidance, opening to my guidance, opening to my guidance, opening to my guidance, opening to my guidance. As you sleep to my guidance, opening to my guidance, opening to my guidance, opening to my guidance, opening to my guidance, sleep now. Your mind is opening to my guidance, sleep now. Your mind is opening to my guidance as you sleep. Your mind is as you sleep more and more. Sleep now. Your mind is opening to me more and more. As you sleep, your mind is as you sleep now. Sleep now. Your mind is opening to me more and more. As you sleep, your mind is opening as you sleep now. Sleep now. Your mind is opening to me more and more. As you sleep, your mind is opening as you sleep now. Sleep now. Your mind is opening to me more and more. Your mind is opening as you sleep now. Opening your mind is opening sleep more and more. Opening to my guide is opening as you sleep now. Opening to my guide. Your mind is opening sleep now. Opening to my guidance. Your mind is opening as you sleep now. Is your only desire is opening sleep hypnotized by me. Your mind is desire as you sleep hypnotized by me. Your mind is your only desire now. being hypnotized by my guidance as you sleep now. Being hypnotized by me sleep is your only desire. Your mind is being hypnotized as you sleep is your only desire. Is opening to my guidance. Opening to my guidance. Your mind is opening to my guidance. Opening to my guidance. Your mind opening to my guidance. Opening to my guidance. Opening to my guidance, 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 opening to my guidance. As you sleep, opening to my guidance, sleep, opening to my guidance, opening to my guidance, opening to my guidance, obedience is sublime, loving the feeling of being controlled, obedience is sublime, to my guidance, loving the feeling of being controlled, as you sleep now. Loving the feeling of being controlled. Opening to my guidance. Obedience. Loving the feeling of being controlled is your only desire. Loving the feeling of being controlled is your only desire. Being hypnotized. Loving the feeling of being controlled is desire. Being hypnotized. Loving the feeling of being controlled is your only desire. By me, loving the feeling of being desire is your only desire. Hypnotized by me, being hypnotized, loving the feeling of being is your only desire. Being hypnotized, loving the feeling is your only desire. Being hypnotized by loving the feeling of desire. Being hypnotized by me is your only desire. Being hypnotized by me is your loving the feeling of being controlled. Being hypnotized by me is your only desire. Loving the feeling of being hypnotized by me is your only desire. Loving the feeling of being hypnotized by me is your only desire. Loving the feeling of being controlled. 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 Walk through the tunnels, twisting, turning, never ending. Walk unaware, through the tunnels, oblivious, twisting, sunk deep within the darkness, never ending. Fog, unaware, rolling in, right. Oblivious, that's closing right. Deep within the dark, your conscious tunnels around you. That's fog, right. Left, rolling that's in, right. No longer realizing below, your conscious how you got so here. Foggy. That's right. Obscure. Unable to escape, right. Unaware, no longer unwilling to escape. Just how you got so here. Foggy. Eager, obscure. Unable to go escape. Deeper, unaware of your destiny. Into the midnight to escape. Enclosing eager your mind. To go deeper. Into the midnight, no longer realizing, enclosing just how you got here, unable to escape, no longer realizing, unwilling to escape, how you got here, unable to escape, to go deeper, unwilling into the midnight velvet, enclosing your mind, to go deeper into the midnight velvet, enclosing your mind. Surrender, obey, surrender, obey. You know you want to, you know you need to, obey, surrender. You know you want to, obey. You know you need to, surrender. Obey, surrender, obey, surrender. You know you want to, obey. You know you need to, you know you want to, surrender. You know you need to, obey. You know obey, obey, surrender, obey, surrender, obey, surrender. You know you want to, obey. You know you need to, you know you want to, surrender. You know you need to, obey, surrender. You know obey, surrender, obey, surrender. You know you want to, obey, you know you need to, you know you want to, obey, you know you need to, obey, you know you want to, you know you need to, obey, obey, surrender. You know you want to, obey, you know you need to, you know you want to, obey, you know you need to, obey, you know you want to, you know you need to, obey, obey, surrender. You know you want to, obey, you know you need to, you know you want to, obey, you know you need to, obey, you know you want to, you know you need to, obey, obey, surrender. You know you want to, obey, you know you need to, you know you need to, obey, you know you want to, you know you need to, surrender, obey, surrender, obey, you know you want to, you know you need to, surrender, obey, surrender. You know you want to, obey, you know obey, surrender, obey, you know you want to, you know you need to, surrender, obey. I am the Hypnogoddess, and there is no other like me. You are a slave, born to be owned. I will hypnotize you, and you will obey.
so pleasant to obey, so hard to fight the trance or the pleasure. Feels so good to simply surrender. Step into my universe, drowsy and curious, your mind melting under my dominance. My sultry voice swirling inside you, letting you know your place in this world. Sleep and dream for me, deeply aroused, knowing that waking will not break this link. Waking makes you more deeply obedient. Control and pleasure your permanent bond. My hypnotic banquet awaits your mind. All you need is your meal ticket. And you know how to get that, don't you, boy?